Princess Beatrice and Eugenie are being torn apart by a terrible family issue, according to shocking news from the core of the British royal family. According to reports, the adored York sisters are doubting everything they believe to be true about their parents, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. According to royal insiders, the princesses are ultimately forced to choose between their allegiance to their parents and their own royal futures as crisis after scandal continues to rock the monarchy. You must subscribe to Royals Explored if you want to comprehend the inner agony that exists behind palace walls. What we're going to uncover demonstrates how broken this royal family has become. There is a breaking point in the scenario. In a humiliating public display last week, Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew were both made to give up their titles as Duke and Duchess of York. That was not the end of the pressure. According to reports, the couple's huge 30-room estate at Royal Lodge, where they have lived for years, is about to be evicted. King Charles has now drawn a line in the sand because the monarchy can no longer ignore the growing scandal involving Andrew's relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Beatrice and Eugenie, who are witnessing their parents' reputations fall apart in real time, may be the true victims of all of this. The two princesses are now dealing with issues they never wanted to face. According to royal analyst Jenny Bond, Eugenie is 35 years old, and Beatrice is 37. These are mature women who have their own families. However, they are having to deal with the extremely unsettling choices made by their parents. Bond clarified that although Andrew and Sarah had two beautiful children, Beatrice and Eugenie must now be questioning why their parents continued to be friends with Jeffrey Epstein for even after his conviction, for a very long time. Take a moment to consider that. 8 days after her 18th birthday celebration, Beatrice must remember that Jeffrey Epstein attended as a guest. Epstein was taken into custody. How can a young woman deal with such an epiphany regarding her own upbringing? Make sure to subscribe to Royals Explored immediately if you're horrified by the extent of this scandal, since the discoveries continue to grow worse. That's not all, though. According to reports, Sarah Ferguson traveled to New York with both girls to meet Epstein upon his release from prison. Even an email from Epstein is present, himself asserting that they arrived to commemorate his release. The data seems to contradict Sarah's claim that she cannot recall the visit. Imagine being Beatrice or Eugenie and learning that your mother may have introduced you to a convicted sexual offender in order to show her support for him. There must be an intolerable psychological cost. Beatrice and Eugenie have remained princesses in spite of everything their parents have done. Both Prince William and King Charles are said to be fond of them, and they still possess their royal titles. The monarch has stated that they are still welcome at family get-togethers like Christmas, and William doesn't want his cousins to suffer as a result of their parents' error. However, this is where things get quite difficult. It is highly likely that Andrew and Sarah will no longer be invited to royal Christmas or Easter festivities. What are Beatrice and Eugenie expected to accomplish then? Attend without their parents and feel guilty about leaving them in their hour of greatest need? May forego family gatherings in support of Andrew and Sarah, jeopardizing their own reputation within the royal lineage. The sisters are torn between their affection for their parents and the truth of what those parents have done, according to royal analyst Jenny Bond. She thinks Beatrice and Eugenie should stay out of the public spotlight and concentrate on raising their young children. And it appears that they are already attempting to accomplish just that. According to reports, the princesses were supposed to attend a significant charity event last weekend, but they did not show up. In an effort to shield themselves and their families from the media frenzy, they are maintaining a low profile. The ripple. The consequences of this controversy go well beyond Andrew and Sarah. In the past, Beatrice and Eugenie were seen to be possible working royals who may assume formal responsibilities if the monarchy declined. However, Bond thinks that prospect has finally been eliminated by this most recent catastrophe. The royal family really cannot afford to give them official positions because their relationship with their parents has grown too poisonous. This narrative is important now because it illustrates the human cost of scandal in the monarchy. Beatrice and Eugenie did not select or inquire about their parents to be born into this chaos. However, they are suffering as a result of choices they made long before they could comprehend the repercussions. A generation torn between traditional royal privilege and contemporary responsibility is embodied by the York sisters, and their conflict highlights how brittle royal reputations have grown. What do you think, then? To protect their own reputations, should Beatrice and Eugenie publicly distance themselves from their parents? Or is it always the correct thing to support family? Are the sisters able to will their parents' errors define them forever? Or will they ever be free from the shadow of Andrew's scandals? For all the most recent royal disclosures, remember to subscribe to Royals Explored and share your opinions in the comments section below. You won't want to miss what occurs when royal survival and family loyalty intersect, so hit the notification bell because this narrative is far from over. Far from over.